Hey everyone, it's been quite a while, but I am still here with my iPad, but I'm in a different setting today because I wanted to talk a little bit about jailbreaking. Now that isn't the reason specifically. I changed a couple things up with the room, and it honestly looks pretty good so far. Either way, yeah, iPad. Today, I kind of got a suggestion, and I don't really get suggestions because, very small channel of 50 subscribers. Thank you for that, by the way. Overwhelming support. But today, I wanted to talk a little bit about jailbreaking and installing IPAs, which not many people really talk about because it's kind of a scary subject. A lot of people appropriate jailbreaking with actual bad things, so it can be kind of an unsettling topic at times, especially for the people that have never jailbroken before. Now, sometimes you will get weird jailbreaks, stuff that you never really knew that you installed, or maybe your uncle installed it or something. But you can see here that there is Cydia on here, and we have a couple apps, and I'll talk about what they do and why they're kind of needed, except for that one. That one doesn't really do much other than just be annoying all the time. But I'm gonna kind of talk a little bit more about this kind of thing because I kind of glossed over it. So how I actually jailbreak my iPad, but I don't recommend you do, I reckon that you actually search it up before you go do anything, is I went to the good old 3U tools and I clicked to jailbreak in kind of wonder what would happen if I just clicked the jailbreak button, and to my surprise it completely jailbroke it. And as you can see, there is Cydia on here. And what does Cydia do exactly? It's kind of like a jailbreak app store. There are a lot of things that you can call it, but I just call it a jailbreak app store. And you can install stuff like tweaks and all that kind of stuff, and you can see that iPad 1.1, iOS 5.1.1. You can route jailbreaking down to the bone if you really wanted to, because jailbreaks are not new. These things have existed for a while now, and thankfully they're still going, they're still around, just not in kind of big accessible terms. And there are a lot of things that you can actually kind of do, and I'll talk about repos and stuff like that. So these are all the repos that I have on here, and they are kind of needed if you want to even use your iPad in this modern day and age. Talking about tweaks, what they do and why they're needed for such an old device. So back in the day, if you were to install IPAs through this, you would use Cydia Impactor. Now that is kind of long gone, and you actually needed to install you actually needed to give your data to them. Not like it would go anywhere, but some people were very accustomed to that kind of thing and they didn't want to give their data away. But a lot of people usually say, oh, you can just do that through 3U tools, and I did, and as you can see, that's how I got all these games to run. They still don't work, by the way. But that is basically how I got most of the games on here, and don't be surprised if one day they don't work. That's how I installed all these through 3U tools. I don't really know if you need to be jailbroken to even do that, but that's basically how I got mine done. Now you're probably thinking, I have all of these games on my purchased iTunes account anyway, so I can install all these kind of things like Boss 2. I don't really know if that even works. I don't even think that one worked in the first place. But there are options that it will let you do to downgrade apps. Now, that's not wrong, but you can make it downgrade even more by an amazing jailbreak tweak that I found and I was suggested to a bunch of times. And I recommend that you completely, check this one out, because this one is most definitely needed to install absolutely anything. So looking down here, I'm actually thinking that this might be the jailbreak itself, the Rocky Raccoon 5.1.1 Untether, which is what iOS version we're on. But Checkmate Store, please download this if you want to actually go ahead and install absolutely anything on these old devices from the App Store. Some might work because old pages and 32-bit apps, but still it's best to install this one from this repo. I think I'll leave it in the description. You just type that in and then it will work. And yeah, this is actually a really good tweak, and I suggest that it's basically needed if you want to install older apps on the iPad 1. So any people that actually know a single thing about jailbreaking, they're probably taking a look at this and going, "Ooh, it's so messy, it's so..." Yeah, it is bad, and I have nobody else but myself to blame for that. Tube Fixer is pretty good. I haven't actually got it to work though. But yeah, I've seen it work on other people's devices. I'm not really sure about my own though. So Activator is a tweak that you don't really need, but it's kind of nice to have, and it's so weird to see that copyright date on a 2010 iPad. With Activator you can basically do like silly things, so when you plug your iPad in, you can make it play a sound, lock the device, unlock the device if you really needed to. It's one of those things that you don't need, but it is nice to have. So this IPA install thing, it doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work, it just kind of doesn't. I think it worked at some point, but yeah, it just does not work. Either way, yeah, SB settings, it's a kind of good app, but yeah, you can kind of see what's wrong with it a little bit. Ooh, much better. This tweak can basically do anything with your springboard, so you can set it so it does a 24-hour time format instead. And of course, it's basically how you would respring the device, very simply. And there was a way to actually activate it on... Yeah, it was just in the middle of a respring. Yay! Bit of a long respring, but yeah, there we go. But yeah, there was a way to activate it. I forgot exactly how. I think it was that, maybe? Yeah, once again, I am not very great with these iPads, but yeah, that's basically how I got all these kind of things running on this. Nothing too crazy, nothing too big either. But yeah, those are all of the jailbroken things on this. You kind of need to jailbreak it if you have a iPad 1, because these things are kind of useless without them. But yeah, pretty nice device overall. I mean, if you have one of these lying around, jailbreak it. These kind of deserve to have a jailbroken state on them. And yeah, that is basically it. Oh, that one works. What is that? Angry Bird Space? Oh, hell yeah. Let's play a bit of Angry Bird Space for the outro. It's so loud for no reason. As you can kind of tell, certain things kind of work on this, certain things don't. I think it is just to do with your app purchases. Sometimes Checkmate store purchases work way better than installing straight from an IPA. So yeah, keep that in mind. I accidentally hit my boom arm there, but yeah. Yeah, I would say try to look into stuff like this. It is really fascinating and kind of new, depending on, if you really want to. But yeah, I'd suggest that you actually jailbreak any device that is kind of unsupported by Apple, because yeah, sometimes they can actually bring new life into these kind of devices. But yeah, that's it for now. I don't really have anything else to say other than jailbreak your iPad. As well as that, I think with these, you can't really do a Safari jailbreak. Those don't really exist, and they never really have, unless unless I'm wrong. But yeah, mainly how these kind of jailbreaks go along is you plug them into a computer, you load some software, and then bam. But yeah, that is practically it. And I'd like to thank basically every single person that kind of helps with contributing to these old devices as well. Because, these things are old. Not many people really want to make apps or support them in fears that, they won't get used as much. But, tweaks like Checkmate Store are absolutely perfect for devices like these. And, they will continue to work for a very long time. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have to really say. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.